Hello children, we are discussing chapter 13, electricity and circuits. In this chapter, we have discussed electric cell, electric battery, as well as electric bulb in detail. In our previous video, we had discussed about the electric circuits. The path through which an electric current passes by a conductor or through a conductor is known as, that closed path is known as an electric circuit. It is the path through which an electric current or electric charges flows. That path is referred as an electric circuit. Electric circuit is of two types. One is open electric circuits and the second one is closed electric circuits. There are various devices which makes up or which constitutes an electric circuit, and those devices are a battery or a cell to provide the electricity. Second, a key or a switch. It is a simple device that either connects a circuit or disconnects it. Either it makes the circuit complete or makes it incomplete. If a circuit is incomplete, then the electrical appliance which is connected in that circuit does not work. For example, the bulb which is glowing in this room is work on this switch. If I turn off this switch like this, then the electricity will not be there. That means the circuit is incomplete and the bulb is not glowing. But when I switch it on, that means I again complete the circuit. I again connect the circuit completely, and that's how the current is flowing through this tube, this LED tube, and that's why this LED tube is giving us light energy. That's why the board is visible to you now. The next one is the switch, the cell, the connecting wires, the bulb. They have certain symbols which are known as electric symbols. And those symbols constitute together, join together in the graphical representation to form an electric circuit. There may be various reasons that why a bulb which is joined, which is present in an electric circuit, does not glow. The first reason is there may be chances that the cell is not connected properly. That cell may not be the part of the circuit completely. That bulb will not glow, beta. Why? Because that does not get the enough electric current to glow. Second one, the bulb may be fused. What do you buy a fused bulb? The bulb which has either a broken fragment or does not have its complete ends, that is known as a fused bulb. If the bulb will be fused, then the circuit is still remain incomplete, and in an incomplete circuit the current won't flow. And in the absence of current, there is no lightning of bulb. So that's what we had studied in our previous video. What are electric circuits and its type, the switch, what purpose it serves. Now we'll discuss how does an electric torch work. There's a diagram drawn on the board, the diagram is present in your book as well. This diagram represents the internal structure of a torch. You must have seen a torch in your life. It has a plastic coating. There's a glass in its front. Inside it there is a bulb. An electric bulb is there. Nowadays the torches comes with an LED bulb. There is a reflector. There is a mirror present near the bulb. Why? This reflector gives out a parallel beam of light. The reflector जो एक parallel beam of light देगा ताकि जो light का जो area है वो बढ़ सके. And this glass will diverge the light rays. Diverge means it sends the light rays away from each other so that the light will become broadened and we can see a larger area in front of the torch. That why we are using plastic coat, because plastic does not conduct electricity. Plastic does not allow the electricity to pass through it, and we didn't get any electric shock. Then there is a switch, a movable switch. Then there are three metallic strips. Metal strip A, metal strip B, and this one is metal strip C. A torch works on electric current, and that electric current is provided by the cells present in the battery. So these are the cells. These two are the cells connected in series, positive with positive end and negative with the positive of another cell. What happens when we slide on this switch? When we slide on this switch, this metal strips, which was earlier sort of hair, comes in contact with this. ये मान लो बच्चे एक स्विच है, इसके साथ मेटालिक स्ट्रिप कनेक्टेड है, ये नीचे की मेटालिक स्ट्रिप है. जब हम बच्चे इसे आगे की ओर करेंगे तो ये इसके कनेक्शन में आ जाएगी, लाइक दिस. और पीछे करेंगे तो कनेक्शन टूट जाएगा. अब सर्किट इनकम्प्लीट है, अगर इसे कनेक्ट करेंगे तो सर्किट कंप्लीट हो जाएगा, लाइक दिस स्विच. अगर आप इसे पीछे करेंगे तो यहां का कनेक्शन टूट जाएगा, ये स्ट्रिप इसके कांटेक्ट में रहेगी ही नहीं. अगर कांटेक्ट में नहीं रहेगी, द सर्किट विल बी इनकम्प्लीट, and in incomplete circuit no current will be able to pass, and in the absence of current there will be no electricity, there will be no lightning. So when this metallic strip slides over this metallic strip B and C, then the circuit will become either complete or incomplete. That's how the electric torch becomes on and off simultaneously. What actually happens, bache, this metallic strip A, which is connected to the switch, is movable. When we slide the switch ahead, then that strip, as shown in the diagram, metallic strip A comes in contact with the B, and it makes the circuit closed. It makes the path of current closed, and current always flows through a closed path. And the electricity starts to pass, bache, from positive to negative. And the electricity, when passed through it, the bulb will glow. The reflector will reflect the light, sends the light ray in the parallel form ahead, and this glass is divergent. And that's how we get a broader light in front of the torch. So that's how an electric torch works. Basically, it works on the completion and incompletion of इलेक्ट्रिक सर्किट. किस पर काम करता है? या तो हम सर्किट को कंप्लीट कर दे, और जब उसे बुझाना चाहते हैं, हम उसे ऑफ करना चाहते हैं, तो सर्किट को इनकम्प्लीट कर दे. So that's how an electric torch works. If someone asks you, name a device which provide energy to the electric torch, कौन सा डिवाइस एनर्जी प्रोवाइड कर रहा है बच्चे टॉर्च को? सेल. इलेक्ट्रिक सेल इज द डिवाइस विच प्रोवाइड अ कांस्टेंट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी टू द टॉर्च. फिर धीरे धीरे बच्चे, आफ्टर अ कंटिन्यूअस यूज, आफ्टर अ प्रोलॉन्ग यूज, द इलेक्ट्रिक सेल्स हैव सर्टेन केमिकल्स. दोज केमिकल्स विल बी वैनिश्ड, दोज केमिकल्स विल बी फिनिश्ड, and the cells, we say, become weaker, and torch does not glow. So we have to change the cells after a particular interval of time. Next, we'll discuss the differentiation of materials on the basis of passage of electricity through them or not. We classify the materials on the basis of passage of electric current through them or not into two forms. One is electric conductors, and another ones are electric insulators, or simply insulators. First, we'll discuss what are electric conductors. The materials through which electric current can pass very easily, or you can say the materials which allow the electricity to pass through them very easily, are known as conductors. The materials which allow the electric current to pass through them very easily are known as electric conductors. For example, the metals. Metals are the best conductor of electricity. Copper, silver, aluminium, these are the metals. Iron, it is the metal, and they are the best conductors of electricity. Among these, if we have to choose one, silver is the best conductor of electricity. After silver, copper. The second one is copper. Why we do not make the electric wires of silver? Because silver is very costly. चांदी की वायर क्यों नहीं बनाते बच्चे? बहुत कॉस्टली हो जाएगी. So that's why the wires, the electric wires, are usually made up of copper, the second best conductor of electricity. Next, insulators. Sorry, before insulators, we'll discuss an exception which is written on the board, that is graphite. Usually, non-metals do not conduct electricity. Non-metals are insulators of electricity. All the non-metals like iodine, oxygen, nitrogen, they do not conduct electricity. They do not allow the electric current to pass through them. But there is a non-metal, that is carbon, in the form of graphite. It conducts electricity. Graphite is the only non-metal which allows the electric current to pass through it. Graphite is the only non-metal which is made up of carbon. Obviously, carbon is a non-metal. It does not allow the electric charges to flow through them. That means it allows the electric charges to flow through them. That is, it is the only non-metal which is a conductor. Otherwise, all the non-metals are insulators. The next one, what are insulators? Exact opposite, beta. If you learn the second one is exact opposite. The materials which do not allow the electric current to pass through them. जो मटेरियल्स अपने वैसे इलेक्ट्रिक करंट या इलेक्ट्रिसिटी को पास होने नहीं देते, उन्हें हम इंसुलेटर्स कहते हैं. The materials which do not allow electric current to pass through them or electricity to pass through them are known as insulators. Rubber, plastic, wood, they are made up of non-metals. And non-metals are poor conductors of electricity. They are insulators, except one. Graphite is the only non-metal which conducts electricity. Otherwise, all the non-metals are insulators, are poor conductors of electricity. They do not allow electric current to pass through them. For example, rubber, plastic, wood, they all are glass, they all are made up of non-metals and they do not conduct electricity. Next, we will discuss electrical safety. Electricity which is coming in our homes is generated at the power stations and then we get that electricity, that power stations send that electricity to us by heavy thick power lines. You must have observed over a field or over a road there are thick wires going on, and those wires are very thick and connected to a very large electric poles. So those thick wires have a very high potential current in them. If accidentally we touch them, we may die. These are very fatal electric currents in them. Those electric currents will give us an electric shocks, and those shocks are very dangerous for our body. Why? Because our body is a good conductor of electricity. Our body can conduct electricity. How our body can conduct electricity? Because our body has fluids. Our body has blood, and 90% of blood is almost water. Water is a good conductor of electricity. So that's why our body is a good conductor of electricity. Rather than this water in the blood, our body also has charges in it. हमारी बॉडी में भी कुछ चार्ज होते हैं बच्चे. तो चार्ज है तो वो फ्लो होने लगेगा जैसे हम इलेक्ट्रिक वायर को करेक्ट टच करेंगे with our bare hands. So to prevent those electric shocks, to prevent those fatal electric shock, dangerous electric shocks, there are certain measures to keep in mind. We must have to take certain precautions while dealing with the electrical appliances. Now we'll discuss those precautions, those methods, those measures to prevent ourselves from electric shocks. The first one is, do not replace the light bulb, the fused light bulb, or you can say the bulb which is in working, by our bare hands when it is too hot. बच्चे बल्ब अभी जल रहा था एकदम से बंद हो गया, बहुत गर्म होगा बेटा, वो उसे एकदम से टच ना करें आप, उसे पहले ठंडा होने दें. और the switch of that bulb must be in off condition so that no current will be passing through it. तो अगर आप रिप्लेस करना चाहते हैं इलेक्ट्रिक बल्ब को, तो उसके स्विच को पहले ऑफ करें और उसे ठंडा होने दें. Let it cool first. Only then replace the bulb, otherwise you may get the burns. Second, never touch an electric wire or an electric appliance which is in working condition when your body is wet. So do not switch on or off a switch when your body is wet, as water is present over your body, and water is a good conductor of electricity that may gives you a fatal electric shock. The next one is, do not try to repair or install electric wiring or electric appliances on your own. You are not a professional, so you don't know how to deal with them. So it is better to keep yourself safe So do not repair or install the electric wiring or electric appliances on your own. Next, never fly a kite overhead or present overhead your wiring systems. Whenever you fly a kite, bache, that kite may indulge itself into that wiring, and that thread may gives you an electric shock. Although thread is a poor conductor of electricity, but there are chances that that thread may be a wet thread and can give you an electric shock. So never fly the kites near the overhead power supply lines or overhead electric wires. Next is, do not touch the electric poles, or you may see in the large size transformers at the corners of some roads or streets. Do not touch, or do not ever touch those electric poles or transformers on the road. As well as, if there any wire is hanging, do not touch that as well. That may gives you an electric shock. So never touch these things. If you find them, do not touch them. Next, never join the electric wires with bare hands. You must use a plier. इसे हिंदी में हम प्लास बोलते हैं बच्चे, plier. It's a plier which has a rubber handle with it, and rubber is an insulator. Why? Because rubber does not conduct electricity, bache. Rubber does not allow the electric current to pass through it. There may be a question as well on this, that why the electric wires are coated with the rubber or plastic. Because rubber and plastic both are insulators. They do not conduct electricity. So for the safety of a person, they are insulated. They are covered. The electric wires are covered with plastic or rubber. So likewise, never join the electric wires with the bare hands. Use the plier or use any electrical devices which especially have that rubber or plastic handles, so that a person will be safe from electric shocks. So to save yourself from those electric shocks, these preventions, these precautions you must have to take. First is, replace the bulb when it is either switched off or cooled down. Next, do not touch the electrical appliance. Do not switch on or off the electric switch with your wet hands. Next, do not try to repair or install the electrical appliances on your own. Never fly the kites near the overhead power supply lines or overhead electric wires. Do not touch the electric poles and transformers present near your street or near your house. That may gives you an electric shock. Never touch the hanging wire if you find at anywhere or any place. And the last one is, never join the electric wires with your bare hands. And with this topic, it is the completion of your chapter 13, that is electricity and circuits.